is going on? What the hell 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 is going on? I traveled far to be with you, then you leave me, girl. That's not cool. I never thought that this could happen. What the hell is going on? 'Cause I love you, I need you, said I see you grooving on the dance floor. I never thought that this could happen. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on, baby? Tell me what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? 'Cause there was a time you were here with me, girl. All things were fine, lost and happily, baby. Then you decide that you're not gonna be mine. Well, I lost my mind. This life is not for me. 'Cause I love you, I need you. Said I see you grooving on the dance floor. I never thought that this could happen. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Yeah. What the hell is going on? Tell me what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on, baby? What the hell is going on?
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name is Kelvin,
I'm Taylor.
and together we are Call in America.
Is that your favorite part about the show?
It's my absolute favorite part of the show. How's the sound going? Here we go. Oh, okay. We got sound. We are good, man. What's up, guys? Man, it feels good to be back in the show. You know what's interesting, man, is that there's the behind the scenes stuff that happens prior to doing the show is kind of like
Ridiculous.
it's kind of ridiculous, man. We have to. It always seems like we're like last minute. It's nuts.
There's some things you can't do until 10 minutes before, right?
You can't set up the live show. Always seems like we're like last minute. It's nuts.
There's some things you can't do until 10 minutes before, right?
You can't set up the live show. That stuff that has nothing to do with us, but we're gonna keep going here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into it. Nick Cannon racist is the main topic tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Couple house rules. The line's about to be wide open. You guys got about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
You'd be good at that. Like, I feel like your
hey,
situation would be
get
like,
the hell back.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Right.
I would say, listen here. I'd say, listen here. Get to stepping. All right. What else are we talking about? Don't make me clap. All right.
We're going to talk about Mary Trump. I had no idea who this woman was until she came about and with her little book, not her little book, but her book that she is exposing the Trump family for. And then are teachers ready to work harder for the same pay with schools? I mean,
hey man, so Guys, the phone lines are open. Give us a call, 585-502-7922. Thank you, Lawrence, for the tip out there. I guess something happening with if you go live from your laptop. I think it's because we have too many things connected, like your phone's connected and stuff like that. And so we used to do that. So it's okay, guys. 585-502-7922.
Your phone's connected.
I know my phone. Well, I need to be connected because I'm cool like that. Give us a call, guys. Let's weigh in. Let's talk about Nick Cannon, man. Let's get right into it. Nick Cannon says some amazing things. Well, not really amazing things, but he said some things. Excuse me for the burp. No Salt BP from California. How you doing, baby girl? We are so happy to have you back. Sorry we missed you, No Salt. I was talking about you. We went live, but it only went to our Facebook page. So I do apologize about that. YouTube was on some mess last week. But anyway, give us a call, guys. 585-502-7922. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. If you can, share the stream out there. We got our first caller. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who is calling and where you calling from? Caller.
Hey, this is Lawrence.
Lawrence, how you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you guys?
Hey, man, we're doing a show, so a little busy, but you are on the show right now. You know the topics. Weigh in, baby. What is your thoughts? What do you want to weigh in on today?
I don't know. The Nick Cannon thing, I guess.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just have heard really conflicting things. Like, the video that I watched, he was saying basically about white people. But then somehow I got confused into Jewish people. So I kind of really took offense to that, because Jewish people have been persecuted for centuries, and I know plenty of Jewish people, and they're some of the kindest, most wonderful people I've ever met. So it was really offensive to me,
Absolutely. So what is your understanding of exactly what he said?
I don't know. That's the thing that really kind of makes me question.
Yeah.
So that's where I have a problem with it,
So what's interesting is that, what he said our stream. So what he said was, can you go turn the internet off on the other one in there, baby? Thank you so much. So thank you for the tip too, Lawrence. But so what he said, here's my understanding, my perception of what he said, okay? What he said is that he was talking about a couple different things, but what he was talking about in regards to the Hebrews, the first Hebrews, what he was saying was that some of the first Hebrews were black. Right, and so a black person can't really be anti-Semitic.
Jesus was probably black.
Hey, come on now, come on. Hey, the Bible says Jesus had olive skin, so that is what that is. You can take what you want from that. But the reality is that what he was talking about is that he was speaking about white people, right? And this is where it got. I think this is, the anti-Semitic thing was kind of like a, hey, now we open Pandora's box, right? And then what he said about the white people were, and I found this very interesting. What he said that white people were a little less, was his exact words, right? And what that meant is that they were a little less as far as melanin is concerned, right? And so melanin, what he was saying was that melanin is of soul, right? It is we have an attraction to the sun. The sun doesn't affect us like it does to white people, and so he was just kind of speaking on that. And I don't know, and my interpretation of that is, if we just want to be literal, right? I don't have issues with the sun. I can go out, I don't have to wear sunscreen. We're just being like 1 + 1 = 2 here, right? I'm not getting too deep into it. My husband goes out, he's burnt up. He's burnt up. I remember we went on a
20 minutes.
Go ahead.
To be real with you right now, I can tan. My blood is very Spanish,
right.
So I can tan so much that I have actually been confused for being black before by a client, because I was so tan at the time that she was like, what is your race? Are you black? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
So, I have that Spanish blood in me, so I have the melanin in me too, but I'm also half white, which brings me to that other argument of sometimes black people aren't black enough for people too,
Sure.
So it's kind of mixed race people sometimes can be really persecuted in your community for not having enough melanin. You know?
Hey man, and so I think and I think you bring up a very good point there. You know, there's this whole idea about melanin, and melanin really, no one has control over melanin, right? Like you don't have control over how much melanin you have in your skin, and so it's so weird to truly like base your arguments or base how you see another race on the amount of melanin they have in their skin. So, but it is curious because that's what he was saying. And so the biggest thing about what he was saying, and this is my interpretation of it, was that white people back in the day, we're not talking about white people today. And I think it's very, very important that we separate that, right? Because it's, you know, I'll have something else to say about it a little bit later, but white people back in the day, you know, listen, they burned women at the stake because they thought they were witches because
my God, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So listen. So we have to take that into consideration, right? So back in the day, there were some weird beliefs about a lot of different things, right? And so
dude, and just even the Jim Crow,
come on now,
lynchings and all that stuff.
Come on now,
dude. You know.
So I get why people are upset, but also, are you taking into consideration the time period that we're in? And what he was really saying is that white people back in the day, they saw that people with darker melanin in their skin who had a power that they could essentially resist the sun, they feared that. That is what he was saying. And he was saying that because they feared that and they didn't understand that, they became savages and destroyed these communities to conquer them. That is what my understanding of what he was saying was. And if you think about it and you consider that women were burned at the stake if their period didn't go the right way, you know what I mean? Like, because they were called witches. If you consider those things, I mean,
I don't know though, dude. Honestly, if I can pipe in at this moment, like Christopher Columbus, when he came over, he called the Native American savages. And
right.
He said that basically that they were that they didn't know how to defend themselves, so that it was basically easy for them to, you know, take them over.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the kind of the same thing that happened with the Africans in Africa, because they didn't have gunpowder. They didn't have
Come
guns.
on now.
They didn't have the technology.
They didn't have
that
Christianity.
the white people had at the time, so they were considered savages. But that doesn't mean that they were less than.
Right.
Like, they were the people, you know. So, like, Africans and the natives were peaceful, loving, wonderful people. These white people that came in and fucking brutalized them were savages.
They raped, stole, and pillaged. So now, Lawrence, that is what he was saying, right? So that is my understanding of what he was saying. Which, if you go back to your history, that's and correct me if I'm wrong. If you go back to your history, that is what happened, right? Like there was
exactly what happened. But like where the Jewish thing comes in, that's
right.
where I fucking do lose me.
Right.
100%.
So hopefully we have some people of the Jewish background that call in and weigh in on that, because I want to understand. I want to hear it from
some Jewish like ancestors, like way back when the Spanish Inquisition was happening. Some of my ancestors moved to New Mexico to escape the Inquisition. So I'm not saying that I'm Jewish, but I have Jewish ancestors. I have people that escaped horrible things that the Catholic religion was doing to people, you know. So I'm people that have been persecuted in my lineage that potentially I am lucky to exist, that they were able to escape, you know.
Lawrence, I'm in love with you. We're going to open up the lines for another caller. We got other calls coming in. I love you. Thank you.
Hey.
See if we caught him. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where are you calling from, caller? We missed you. That's okay. That happens, guys. Give us a call back. 585-502-7922. The phone lines are... Oh, there we go. There we go. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where are you calling from, caller? Hello. So what are your thoughts about everything, Tay, so far?
I think I was kind of in the same boat that Lawrence was in, where I'm reading the article, I'm watching the YouTube videos, and it's not like connecting in my head.
Right.
You know, of what's the issue here?
There we go. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where you calling from, caller?
What's up? This is Jesse from Nebraska.
Hey, Jesse from Nebraska. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing all right. So I was listening here, and your last caller, I just think there's a lot of There's a lot of misconception and misinformation about history.
Weigh in, baby. Weigh in. Speak your truth.
Well, I mean, I know this is like about Nick Cannon, but I had to call when I heard him talking about Columbus and the Native Americans, Africans. They were not peaceful people.
Okay.
They were war cultures. That's what they did. When you look at their migration west in North America, it was all about conquering. That's what they did.
Are you talking about the tribes and stuff that were
the natives here?
The natives were all about conquering?
Most all of these tribes were about these things. I mean, if you look at the Sioux, who are really well known, they migrated west and just conquered tribe after tribe after tribe after tribe to get to where they were. Look at the Native Americans from the Northwest. I mean, they were 50% of their population was slaves. These are not like peaceful people. The chiefs of the tribes were war chiefs. You had healers and medicine chiefs, and you had war chiefs. So the idea that white people show up and are just these like savage people who, come and destroy peaceful people is just completely wrong. So
let's speak on that a little bit. Is there some truth though to back in the day? Let's just speak for America per se. Is there some truth to the fact that white people actually not have raped and pillaged and done that? Like, is there some truth to that? Okay,
100%, no doubt about it.
Got it.
Most of that was in the name of religion. Most of that was
Boom.
in the name of Christianity.
Speak your truth, baby. Speak your truth.
The Crusades.
Yes.
And the Child's Crusade. They had children that were impoverished, that took up arms and marched to the Middle East. White people are terrifying through history.
Okay. So now
you just look at human beings as a whole. We're a violent species. All of us. All of us. Look
Truth.
at any country. There's racism in any country. There's slavery in any country. There's oppression anywhere. Look at the Uyghurs right now in China. What's happening to them? I mean, it happens everywhere. But if the debate, if we're in America and it's about, white versus black, well, then you got to recognize, let's just say that's what we're talking about. But don't throw out the fact that that's like human nature.
Got you. So weigh in real quickly. And listen, I don't think there's an argument there, but let's weigh in on what Nick Cannon was saying. What are your thoughts about, the fact that he said that, he said that white people are a little bit less than in regards to melanin, right? And so what are your thoughts about that? Keeping in mind that the time period that we're talking about, women were burned at the stake because they were believed to be witches, right? So let's get into that mindset. I think it's very important that we start there and understand the world that we're living in and the mindset that we're in. When he talks about that, what are your thoughts about that? Speak your truth.
Okay. So talking about Nick Cannon, I didn't see any video or hear any audio of what he said, and we all know how that can be edited down to make it look, whatever agenda needs to be played out.
Sure.
But the things that I read about it, frankly, like when you base a group of people on the color of their skin, their race, their nationality, their heritage, that it's borderline racist. When you start to put people in groups and say that some are superior, some are less than because of that color of their skin, that is by definition racism. So it's an absolutely racist comment. Now, is that what did he put people into categories and said, because you have this color skin, you're an elite race. Because you have this skin, you're a lesser race. He had 3 categories for different types of people, and then he called the Jews like completely subhuman. They were anti-human. Not even human.
Jesse, thank you so much for calling in. We're going to open up the lines for another caller. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Have a good night. Weigh in, Tay. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Hot topics.
I should have prepped some more.
Tonight, yeah.
I was like, this will be good enough. I can watch the video.
No,
later.
you got what did No Salt be? Okay, No Salt says hi.
Shay
Hi,
Johnson,
Shay.
call in.
Oh, Shay's gonna call in. Shay is already trying to get the phone. There we go.
It's probably Shay. Hi, Shay.
Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Where you call? Who's calling and where you calling from, caller?
This is Shay from Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi,
Hey, Shay. You know the topic today. We talking about Nick Cannon, baby. Get into it.
Okay, so you know what? I've been listening since the start, and you know what? I just wanted to say that, what Nick Cannon was really talking about, he was trying to be as scientific as possible.
Come on now.
When talking about, the origin, Jewish, not necessarily Jewish, but the Semitic language and what was promised to the children of the, Semitic language, and, what happened in Africa and around the world with, white supremacy. He was trying to be very, scientific with that.
Sure.
And what happened with CES, they just kind of came through, took out 30 seconds of the conversation, labeled it anti-Semitic, and he called that. The funny thing is, his guest called that out before it happened, because it happened to him like 10, 20 years ago.
He absolutely said that. Because I watched the full interview, and that's exactly what he said. Absolutely.
Exactly. And the article came out to dissuade people from even wanting to watch the interview or even wanting to consider it a intellectual conversation, which is that's exactly what it was. So when he was talking about people who were lesser than, he was talking about the deficiency of having less pigmentation in your... Well, yeah, a deficiency in melanin is considered a recessive gene to having dark melanated skin, since we all come from the motherland of Africa.
Come on, hey now.
So he was being very specific, very scientific about that, and he was saying because of that, first off that they didn't really need the sun, as much sunlight.
Yeah.
Because there is a sunlight deficiency, there was animalistic, savage behavior that came out of that region of the world. And as you noted before, burning women at the stake.
Come on now.
Pillaging and burning, the Vikings. You come down and, they meet these people who are from, children of the sun, who are black people, who paint themselves in the same image of God as God, who share their secrets with these people. They leave, they come back, and they're not only do they rob these people of who they are, their identity, but they impregnate their women, and they take a portion of those people across the seas and separate them from their not only their identity, but their source of power.
Come on now. Hey.
And so, that's why it's just kind of we're only having half of the conversation, because if we go to even the last, I want to say 45 minutes of the interview, he gets into how, the people who own the media in America were Jewish. And so you're going to be called anti-Semitic if you just say, hey, all the people who own the media who, feed information to people that they're Jewish.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's currently today, if that's currently the same, way it is, but...
correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys... Correct me, anybody correct me if I'm wrong and put it in the comments, but I do believe, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm not saying that I have any opinion about it. I just think that this is a fact. I think the Jewish, not faith, but the Jewish community, they have a very large stake in the media. I mean, it just is what it is. And so, and that just is what it is. That's not a bad thing or a negative thing. Or a psychologist that did some studies on some stuff. So he was not just speaking out of his ass. He wasn't just speaking just to say something. He had been talking to people. He'd been talking to scholars. He'd been talking to people about this stuff. And so, when he spoke up on something, it's interesting that he was shut down for it. So it's,
they took away his shows too, right?
Took away his shows.
Punished him.
One thing I want to actually even point out is because Nick Cannon wasn't even talking about us versus them. He was trying to lay out the story for young people, young black men specifically. Supremacy was really formed and created. It was enacted through the colonization of Africa and the institutionalization of slavery and racism in America, and that it was completely done to remove this sector of people who were descended from gods, who have every type of ability to surpass the people who are oppressing them.
Wow.
When people get online and they say, "Oh, racism is in every country, it's in every form," not like in America.
Hey, baby.
Not like what
I've always said that. Shay, thank you so much for calling in. We're going to open up the lines for another call. It's a hot night tonight, baby. We want to hear from everybody.
Thanks, Shay.
Thank you, baby.
So why does the witch thing keep coming up? Was that part of the story or
I don't know if it was part of the story, but it's something that I'm bringing up because I think that's a very important piece that we're missing in all of this is that like we're not talking about white people today. We're not talking about people today. And here's what's I'm so glad you brought that up because here's what's so interesting, right? Is that when you talk about racism, and I'm gonna say what I got to say right now. When you talk about racism, white people will always say, well, not every white person. So don't take offense to this. Just don't take offense. Just listen. White people will always say, oh, well, I'm not racist. My ancestors were racist, right? That's not me. That's not me. Okay, so you don't want to take ownership to racism, right? But now let's say, like, hey, well, back in the day, there were some savages. Oh, now I'm offended. Now you're talking about me. No. We are talking about a time where white people, listen, y'all was burning girls at the stake. That's the mentality. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm thinking about is that like women were burned at the stake for like having periods, guys, or having like emotion or something like that because they were thought to be witches. We were not of like sound and mind back then. Yeah. So it's very interesting. What are the comments saying? We've got a lot of time.
There is one from Andrea. She says he's also been producing a documentary on Dr.
Sebi, baby.
Sadi.
Who cured AIDS.
Many of us have been expecting that they would kill him or at the very least bring him down for it.
Hey, so now what a coinkydink, right? What a coinkydink. And listen, all I'm doing is just pointing out some observations. I hope I don't get shut down,
Right.
We got a next call. Welcome to Call in America. This is Calvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where are you calling from, caller?
Hey, I'm calling from downtown Phoenix.
Hey, what's your name?
This is Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. It's nice to hear from you. Weigh in, baby. What are your thoughts?
Hey, I just want to say I love the show, and you guys are doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you. I just have one quick question for you.
Go ahead.
You were going to be a hostess snack cake.
I love Twinkies.
I'd be one of those. I'd be a moon pie.
A moon pie. Jerry, which one would you be?
That's an
Yeah,
option.
I'm going ho-ho.
Hello, baby. Is there a reason you pick ho-ho? I want to know. No.
All right, that's all I got for you guys.
Hey, I'm in love with you. Thank you for calling, baby.
Have a good night.
That was fun.
Jerry from downtown Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. I'd be a Twinkie.
We all know
Twinkie's
that,
now
okay?
is that Hostess? Hostess is now a sponsor. I love that.
If you could be a hostess, which hostess would you be?
A Twinkie. Hey guys, let's follow Jerry's lead. What kind of snack would you be? Put that in the comments. That's what I want to know. What are people
Any
saying?
snack or a hostess snack?
A hostess snack. A hostess snack. What are the people saying? What y'all saying out there? O'Leary says, love this. We love you too, baby. O'Leary's, give us a call. Call in.
I like No Salt BP. She says, which is why it's imperative to own your own name and show.
Hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Own your brand.
Let's talk about that. Here's Taylor. Our show can never be canceled by anybody but YouTube, and we just follow the guidelines, so YouTube ain't gonna cancel us, right?
Yeah, but if I got pissed off one day, I could take the show for myself, and I could go do it by myself.
Baby, do it up. Do it in. You would have competing shows?
I would lose.
We'll have the black show and the white show.
I would lose.
You wouldn't lose. You wouldn't lose, people. I mean, you wouldn't lose. What I was going to say. So here's the thing. Let's talk about that. Nick Cannon, man. You've been around since Nickelodeon.
Is that where you started?
Yes.
What was it?
Nick Cannon, he had I forget which guys.
All that, wasn't it?
It was all that. I think it was all that. He was Mr. Good Burger. Welcome to the Good Burger.
That was Keenan and Kel.
Oh, my bad.
But I think he was on all that.
I don't know where the hell, but he probably has not even spent Nickelodeon money yet. How are you not having your own shows? The show that got canceled was a YouTube show. It was his YouTube show for his podcast, Cannon's Class, because Viacom owns it. Viacom owned it, baby.
He owns a channel on YouTube.
Welcome. He doesn't own the channel. Welcome to Call in America. This is Calvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where are you calling from?
This is O'Leary from Phoenix, Arizona.
O'Leary!
Renato.
Hey, you doing, baby?
Hey.
Hey, so weigh in tonight. We got a couple of other topics, too, that we want to get to. We don't want to just talk about Nick Cannon, but weigh in on Nick Cannon, and then I'm going to ask you some other questions that are going on. We got Wal-Mart that's going to be putting out masks out there. So weigh in. What are your thoughts, baby?
Yeah, so there are, the masks thing, they're already coming into the mail, and they're already that is a whole situation that I think that we have to deal with right now.
Come on now.
It sucks because that separates some of us.
Have you seen
but we have to be safe. And then also, we have this heat, the heat warnings, everything's... Can I cuss on here?
You can say whatever the fuck you want. Go ahead.
Okay, everything's fucking closed. So what are, how are we supposed to be, as a society? We are stuck in the middle place.
Yeah. Do you think that this was a political move, my friend? This is a question that I like to ask because, do you think this was a political move? The whole way that COVID-19 has been handled?
I think so. I think so at a certain point, yes. And it sucks.
Yeah. I hear you. What do you think about Nick Cannon, man? What are your thoughts on Nick Cannon's on his everything?
He's a smart guy. I think that some of the words that he have said was from the heart. I mean, and that's all he can do. I mean, he let himself get fired.
Well, I don't think he let himself. I think he just got fired. But
just got fired.
Yeah. I don't think he woke up and said, "I'm gonna get fired today." But it's very interesting times, O'Leary's. Listen, we're gonna open the lines for another call. I love you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, O'Leary's.
Okay, bye.
Bye now.
You know what's crazy is that Nick Cannon has survived forever.
America's Got Talent kicked his ass off the damn show.
Mariah Carey kicked his ass out.
Damn! Taylor got jokes, y'all.
Nickelodeon did. He just doesn't give.
I don't think Nickelodeon kicked him off, but I think he just outgrew. I think he wasn't that cute little black boy no more. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our next caller. It's a hot night. It's a hot one. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where you're calling from, caller?
Hey, this is No Salt BP.
No Salt BP! Baby, did you miss us last week?
My bookies, how are you guys? Hi, Tyler.
We missed you last week, baby.
I know. Where were you?
No, I'm here.
I love you. Hey, let's talk about Nick Cannon. What are your thoughts? Weigh in.
Oh, geez. I personally would like to see a written transcript of exactly what he said because I'm just getting bits and pieces and it's not all coming together.
Yep.
Now, having said that, when it comes to the art of war, men are killed, women are raped.
Every time.
I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but the R word, okay?
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame.
As far as what I wrote about having your own name, Nick Cannon, I thought he was way more savvy than this. I mean, we saw this happen with Roland Martin. It seems like the only person that really owned their own name was Don Cornelius.
And Oprah. Now listen, say what you will about Oprah, but Oprah, because I always say mute Oprah. I don't like Oprah, but Oprah, you got to have production credits. If your name is not, if you are just a talent in Black Hollywood, listen, this is what I want to talk about. Let's get real about Black Hollywood. If you are just a talent, if you're just a talent in Black Hollywood, you're setting yourself up to fail. You got to have production credits. Oprah got wind of that way early in her career. So when she had her show, and in Chicago, she had her show in Chicago. She was a producer on that show. That was her show. That is why she got to where she is. And I just don't. Steve Harvey had the same thing. Steve Harvey canceled. Your show was canceled. You're not a producer. You're just talent. You can be replaced. And so it's a big lesson in Black Hollywood of you got to own your own shit. Oprah's network is called OWN.
I don't understand. You got it. I don't understand why it's taking us so long to understand this concept. You need to own your own name. And you know what? Woo! If YouTube decides to cancel me tomorrow, I own my own name.
There you go.
Registered trademark. It's
there you go.
federally registered. So So I can do anything I want with No Salt BP.
Yes, you can, baby.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or not. It
Come on.
belongs to me. No
Exactly.
one else has any rights to it. And that's what I want all of us, and especially you two, my two booskies, is to get this.
Baby, we own Call in America. This is my brand. I own it. It's registered. Yes, absolutely. I own callinamerica.com. The website's not up yet, but we own it all, baby. I don't play with that mess. I buy it first. I buy it before I even realize it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he's buying domains left.
I buy domains. I register stuff. I'm not playing. I'm not playing because I have stuff that I haven't even used that I own. That if somebody does come up, I'm gonna make some money on it. So that's what you got to do. You got to start from the top and you got to start from the bottom, man, and like really get that stuff in. The biggest lesson. I just want to mention this, and we're gonna open up the lines for another call. No salt. I want to mention one of the biggest lessons in Black Hollywood. And I love this woman to death, and I really want to meet her, is Monique. Monique taught me a lot about Black Hollywood because she was the one who opened my eyes about Oprah and Tyler Perry and how they are just no good. But Monique, for the movie Precious, she made $50,000. The movie Precious,
millions of dollars did that movie,
baby. And you know who made all that money? Oprah and Tyler Perry. They made all that money. She made $50,000 off that movie, and she didn't have any production credit. She didn't do nothing, right? And so she lost. She lost them, and she won the Oscar. She blacklisted herself because you can't win. There was just so much drama. If y'all look her up on YouTube, she will teach you about Black Hollywood.
I saw it as it unfolded, and I just have always said, even before I started my own YouTube channel, I went and got a registered trademark.
Good for you, baby.
Even if someone decides to use your name and put it on the internet as a .com.net,
hey,
you can have it removed.
No, Saul, I love you. We're going to open up the call for our final caller. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Bye, Bookie.
Bookie.
I love me some No Salt. Oh, I want to meet. I'm gonna go to California and meet No Salt one day. We need our final caller, guys. There were some other things I want to talk about, man. Schools are reopening.
What do you think BP stands for?
I don't know. She got to tell us that next time. Don't put it in the comments. We want to hear from you next week. No Salt. I know. I think I know what it is. It's
Bitch, please.
It's not No Salt, bitch, please. It's
sounds amazing.
No, I love it. I love her name. I love her. She's amazing. Okay, schools are opening up, guys. Kids are going back to school. This may be the topic for next week because I really want to get into this, and I had some teachers and stuff that were supposed to call in. There's some stuff going on. There was a kid going on. There was a kid. I really want to talk about this tonight too. Let's just talk about it real quick. There was a kid. I don't know how he goes to like Prescott Elementary or some shit like that.
It was like a high school. He looked like he
whatever.
Was like 13, 14, maybe. 15.
Here's the thing. He made this post about anti-LGBTQ and anti-black. Right? It wasn't really anti-black. Now listen. I'm going to say this because I'm going to say this. It wasn't really anti-black. It just was ignorant, right? It was ignorant. It was like he said something to the fact that like black people have the same rights as white people, right? It was really anti-trans. That's really what it was about. I mean, he was not having the trans thing. Here's the thing, man. I saw a bunch of comments on this. There's a lot of hateful comments towards this little kid, right? This dude's a kid. This dude's a kid.
Justin Bieber kid.
He's just a kid, man. And the thing about it is that is not, what's coming out that kid's mouth is not what that kid believes. It is not what that kid thinks. It is what that kid has been taught. And how are we going to change? How are we going to change the world if we just get so angry all the damn time, right? There are things that you need to be angry about, but this whole, gosh, man, I just.
But then you don't want to get mad at the system or All Lives Matter or.
The thing about it is, man, is it's like this was a kid. I saw somebody comment on there about like, that this kid is probably gay himself and is probably living in a horrible situation where he's been taught to hate gay people. And so he just is mad because he's probably gay himself. And how many times does that happen in the world where people grow up and they're like 60 years old and they're finally coming out of the closet? Guys, like that's, I mean, Taylor, I don't know if you want to share your story, be a little vulnerable, but.
Mine didn't come out at 60. I came out at like, what, 23, 24?
But you were, I mean, if I may, baby, you were planning to stay in the closet, right?
Yeah, until I met some.
Until you met my black ass. Yeah. So. And I was like, oh, no, honey. We gonna call your mom today. No, I'm kidding. But Thank God.
Or like the representatives that are like all about the politics.
Come on.
The bills that are against LGBTQ,
Come
and then they're really
on.
screwing the Latin boy in the pool house.
Exactly. We are looking at these kids as if they're adults, and I think that we need to stop doing that.
Oh, Lawrence says, how many trans people have been killed this year? Like, not only trans people, but
Black
black trans people. It's up to like 50 or so, isn't it?
Absolutely. So now what? So we expel this kid, right? So Lawrence, I'm glad you brought that up because here's my point. We expel this kid, right? We expel this kid. We punish him, right? Instead of nurturing him. It's just like somebody who commits a crime, right? Or is a drug addict, right? You don't ostracize these people. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Even racist. Even racist. You know what I mean?
Send him to Palm Springs for a month.
He's a kid, so let's calm down, okay?
San Francisco? Here we go.
He's like, hello, boys. But I think that we need to wrap up. I mean, these are kids, guys. These are kids. I can see if this was an adult that did some physical harm to a trans person. I am not speaking on that. Please do not hear what I'm not saying. What I'm saying is that this was a kid, and all this hateful stuff saying that he needs to be expelled, he needs to have the book thrown at him. Sure, we throw the book at this kid, and then he becomes an angry adult. An angry adult who now has a vendetta against trans people. Cool, neat. We've just endangered the life of another trans person, right? And now because he has this idea about black people, guess who it's going to be? A black trans woman who keeps on getting killed. So I just think that we need to realize who we're talking about. These are kids. We got our final caller, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who's calling? Where are you calling from, caller?
Hey, this is Lawrence. I just wanted to call again because those comments were regarding me,
Weigh in. No, they weren't regarding you. They weren't regarding you.
Well, no, I made those comments about the guy being gay,
Oh, I believe the guy was gay. I think the guy's gay. There were several comments like that. There has nothing. Our show is never about anybody in particular, Lawrence. It's always.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, weigh in on the topic. I guess.
Go ahead.
Because, I hate that. That's such a that that. First of all, that he's probably going to get away with it. And that he would have gotten away with it had it not gotten so much social media attention,
Sure.
But also the fact that why do we have to hate ourselves? I feel like the gay community is really mean towards people that don't fit into their criteria.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Lauren, now you're speaking some truth, right? So if this kid hates people, was he? Listen, gay people are not the nicest people. And I think that when we have this label of gay, we think, oh, we're not mean, we're not racist. We love all people. No, you don't. Have you been to a drag show? Have you been to a drag show? Drag people, right. they put straight people down all the damn time. That is hate. That is hate.
Honestly, when I go out, I think I think I'm an attractive looking person.
You're very attractive.
Hideous or anything, but I am basically invisible when I go out to a gay
Come
club.
on now. Come on now.
People won't talk to me. People won't look at me. Maybe I'm a little chubby, but I'm still a decent looking guy, So I just think that the hate in our society has created the situation that this kid is in,
Absolutely.
I do feel bad for him.
Absolutely.
In a way,
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
he should be held accountable for
Sure.
his actions.
Fine. And here's another thing that I saw on the comments, that there was a lot of people saying that the school is not standing by LGBTQ people. Yes they are. They said it. They said that we don't want to discriminate against any gender, any race. They don't have to sit out and say I want to suck. I was going to say something stupid. I'm not going to say that. Let me stop. They don't have to say I want to hold the hand of every gay person. Listen, just because you're gay doesn't mean that everybody has to love you.
Well, schools don't need it.
Okay,
Seriously, they don't. I'm gay.
The kid and move on with their life.
For real, and that's none of our business how this kid is disciplined.
But see, them not expelling that guy immediately is kind of saying that it really is not that important. I feel like the cops. My friends. Okay, so I have this white friend that was killed recently. He wasn't my friend. Although I think I've met him a few times. But he was murdered by the cops. His name is Ryan Whitaker.
Yeah.
White dude. murdered in his home. He was just having a good time playing some video games, listening to some country, abusing his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the cops basically murdered him. You know, those cops need to be held accountable. Free, like the woman front desk person, because their hot water wasn't hot enough for them, and the cops let them go.
Hey, Lawrence,
because they're white.
Lawrence, baby, I love you. We got to take our final caller to do 3 things. I'm in love with you. I absolutely hear you, baby. I love you. Thank you so much for calling in, baby.
Okay.
We need our final caller to play. So you don't have to weigh in. You don't gotta speak your truth. You just gotta tell us a couple things about yourself. That's it, baby. So
so good.
Tell us all about it.
Learned how to even just have a open dialogue via Zoom with 12 people or so.
No, there was 18 people.
18.
There was 8. I was
counting them.
I was awesome.
It was cool, and it was supposed to be.
I love white people.
45 minutes.
Made me feel safe.
And what was cool is
wow.
there were a couple people on there that were very intelligent. You could tell they've read several books. They spoke very easily on it. They've spoken to other white people about this. They've spoken to their parents. They spoke to their families, right? Like, this was not the first conversation that they had. And then there was others that was like, nope, this is my first book and conversation, you know? And then you had everybody in between as well. So it was cool to kind of see the different phases that people were in and their discovering their whiteness, you know, and becoming more open about it. And then, you know, all the different phases that everyone is in and being able to share and have an open dialogue. But it was respectful. It was, you know, everyone digested it. Everyone was professional, if you would.
It was a great discussion, man. It was a great discussion. And honestly, guys, like, listen, white fragility is there's a lot of criticism
Alicia
out there.
says it was good.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, guys. It's on YouTube. You guys can watch it on YouTube. Go to Call in America. You can see it. It's called Let's Talk About White Fragility. And let me tell you guys something. The book White Fragility is not the best book. It's a great start. There's so many other books out there. We get it. We understand. It's not the best book. It's a great book to start to understand white fragility. And it's a real thing. It's a good start. So we got our final call, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. You are our final caller. Who's calling and where you calling from, caller?
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Kevin. I'm from Virginia, but I'm calling from California right now.
Hey, you want to weigh in on a topic? I'm in love with it.
Some of the...
We're talking about Nick Cannon, man. What do you think?
Honestly, man, I mean, I understand why people are mad.
Yep.
But, I mean, when you get... when you go from, like, I think he veered away from, like, what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, anybody that knows anything about that region and anybody that knows anything about history knows that the original Hebrews were black.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? But when you start talking about people are less than, you're going into that realm of, that's how people talk. That's how people who don't like black people talk about us.
Come on now.
When you start talking about people are savages and all that other bullshit, that's when you lose me. And you know what I'm saying? One of the things that bothers me is, you know, people are actually like trying to defend that. And it's like, yo, you're trying to defend the indefensible. What he said was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it makes us all less powerful. He had this platform, you know what I'm saying? He was getting that Viacom money.
Woo!
Now he done lost all of that. He done lost all that shit. Now they're making him do the Sambo Shuffle. Like, nigga, apologize. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to lose this man's singer money, too.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? He gave that half-hearted apology or whatever. And then I was trying to explain to people, man, that shit just makes us less powerful, because he lost his platform because of that.
Jerry, speak the truth.
They still trying to defend that shit. And it's like, man, look, I don't know what else to say to try to convince people that what he was saying was wrong, but I understand where he was coming from, but he could have just been truthful. He could have just been saying what he was saying and been truthful about it, rather than veering over into what people would consider hate speech. So,
Jerry, I think
and it's fucked up, but he young. He got $60 million.
Hey, now, come on now. Hey, man, I think he's going to be all right. I think this is a good lesson, though, for everybody to learn. I think it's a good lesson to learn about Black Hollywood. It's a lesson to learn about being black. It's a lesson to learn just about having conversations and how to have those conversations. I think you are the best person to end this segment on that, because the way you just spoke was so eloquently, man. I agree with everything you said, man. I agree with everything you said. Jerry, we're gonna play a game with you called 3 Things, okay? Taylor's gonna tell you how it goes, and then we're gonna start. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, game is easy. So we're just going to go through 3 questions. First question is, what went well for you today? What are you proud of? Number 2 is, what could have gone better, your area of opportunity for improvement? And then, what are you excited about for tomorrow or just this week? What do you have coming up that you're excited for? So we're going to start it, and then you're going to end it, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start with me, my friend. No, you start with you.
There we go. I think I went last time.
All right, so what went well for me today was God, this heat has been killing me. So I did get up today. I got some work done, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I did some stuff from one of my clients today. I got some work done. I was very proud about the work that got done. I'm gonna leave it at that. Missed opportunity for me today is that we need to clean this damn house, and I was gonna get into it, and I didn't do it, and so tomorrow's the day. What I'm excited about for tomorrow is I'm excited about this weekend coming up, man. I think we might go for a little day trip and go camping, and so that's what I'm excited about. Taylor, go.
Yeah, there you go. So what went well? Instead of today, I'm going to use this week. So the white fragility discussion, that was like the highlight of my week. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great learning lessons. More to come on that in the future. What could have gone better? So we didn't make coffee today. We actually had to go out and get it. We spent $15 after all the coffee we were drinking today.
Yeah.
So spending too much money on takeout food, and then what I'm excited about this weekend, same thing. Like, house is dirty, got to get this guy clean. Can't wait for that.
Now, we're not that filthy, okay? Jerry, the floor is yours, baby. What went well for you today or this week? What's a missed opportunity? Something you could have done better? And then what are you excited for coming up in your life? The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, what went well for me today is I actually woke up. I woke up. I'm in California. It's my second day in California. I'm a truck driver, so
yeah.
Just the fact that I woke up, and I got to wake up in a different place. I tell people when it's driving a truck, it's basically it's like basically you drive a monster truck and you camp out every night. So every day is an adventure.
Woo!
That's pretty much what went well. What could have went better is sometimes the job could be kind of frustrating. So they sent me to a place, and I had to go pick up a load, and one of the sides of the trailer was actually missing.
Oh.
So I had to drive. Yeah, I had to drive that bitch back to get it repaired.
Oh.
I said, yeah, the load they gave me was supposed to go up to Oregon, and I can't drive through California with half the bottom of the trailer missing.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and what I'm looking forward to, I talked to my daughter today. Today was the first time I talked to her in about a week.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter's 13 years old. If anybody knows my daughter, Vivian, I love you very much.
Hey, Vivian.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to talking to her this weekend. I'm looking forward to driving up to Oregon. It's the first time I've been out to California in about 2 years, so I really like the scenery. So that's really what I'm looking forward to.
That's cool. So make sure, I like what you have to say on the show, and I like your story, and I like the fact that you travel. I mean, your job seems awesome.
Yes.
So follow us on YouTube. That way it lets you know when we're on.
Every
that
Thursday, Jerry.
I want to hear back from you in the future.
Every Thursday, Jerry, I want to hear what state you're in, and eventually I want to hear Vivian call in too. So, okay, thank you so much for calling in. Please subscribe. Yeah. Call in every week, baby. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
Y'all take it easy, man.
You too.
That was a good call. That was a good show. That was fun.
Final takeaway.
Just a great show. We had good callers. We get some old callers, loyal callers, and new callers. And then some great conversations.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you all so much for tuning in every single week. This has just been such an amazing journey. I saw something today. There was a person. We're at 101 subscribers. First of all, round of applause for that, guys. Thank you guys so much. We're at 101 subscribers, and it's really cool. That's like the first big step in YouTube. When you have a YouTube show, is you got to get to 100, right? We're at 101. We got to 101 because this. I forget the name of their channel, but they're two black. They're a black couple. I think they're a black couple, and they do finances and stuff. They teach black people how to do finance. I'm gonna shout them out in the comments or something like that. But they got to like 1,000 subscribers today. And thank you, Kevin. They got to 1,000 subscribers today, and they were really excited about that. What's that?
Is that Urban?
It's
Finance?
Urban Finance. Yeah, Urban Finance. Look them up, guys. Urban Finance on YouTube. They got to 1,000 subscribers today, and I saw them do like their whole video where they're like, oh, we got to 1,000, and it took them 2 years to get there. We're about 6 months into this show, and we're gonna do this for fucking 2 years. You know what I mean? Or for freaking 2 years. And I just want to say thank you all for subscribing and for being a part of our lives. My name is Calvin.
I'm Taylor.
And that is our show.